Hey everyone, welcome back to my ministry. I'm your host, Nurse Lois. Listen, I had a nurse recently tell me that a family member went to a chiropractor recently, had a couple of adjustments, and immediately started having some strokes. This is a very young person. And this person is in the hospital right now. So I want everyone to be careful and mindful about who you allow to work on your body. I actually love alternative health practitioners. Again, you have to listen to the Holy Spirit for who to go to. And then the Holy Spirit might tell you not to go to this particular person anymore, okay? You have to listen to the Spirit of God. Just don't get up all willy-nilly and just start doing stuff, okay? Perfect example. I have 4 children. They're all grown now, out the house. My youngest daughter, her belly button did not close up when she was born, so they had to do a hernia repair, like close the belly button, right? But with me being a nurse and working on the med surg unit where I took care of patients who came out of surgery and stuff like that, I knew to go check out the surgeon first, and let the Spirit of God lead me. I'm just not gonna let nobody just cut on my baby. I'm not, because I've seen a lot of jacked up surgeries as a nurse. People, grown-ups who had hernia repair. The belly button started off in the center of the belly, and when they got finished with a hernia repair, the belly button was way on the side near the hip somewhere. It was crazy. I've seen a lot of jacked up stuff. So I knew not to let, just anybody cut on my baby girl. Okay, so Lois did her due diligence before somebody cut on my baby. I went and found a doctor who specializes in hernia repairs for children. I was very, very targeted. I was very, very detailed. I wanted to see the doctor's work first before he started working on my baby, okay? And I got a chance to see that. And I liked the whole process. The doctor was, he specialized also as a plastic surgeon, so that when he repaired the belly button, nobody could ever tell if she wanted to wear her bathing suit or just wear her underclothes. Nobody could see where she had been cut on, right? So, and of course, I prayed about it first, but I did not want just anybody cutting on my baby. They had to be a specialist with children. They had to be a specialist with doing hernia repair. And it was right there. The surgery was done right there at Children's Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. And because I was a nurse, after her recovery, long as she could sit up after surgery and walk around, she could go home with me, and then I would, I could take care of her, which I did. I just took off of work and just stayed home and took care of my child. My child had her own private nurse through her mother. I put up a like a little door stopper in front of her bedroom where nobody could just go in and out of her room. I was her personal nurse. Do you hear me? I took care of my baby. And she got that hernia repaired. But I was very, very, very persistent. I loved the surgeon. He told me when he was going on vacation. So I synced my vacation with his vacation, right? I took my daughter to Disney World, let her have a ball, let her have a great time. We spent like a whole week in Florida to get her mind off of it, right? And then on the way back home, after our plane landed in Michigan that evening, she could not have any more food or anything to drink because she was going to be prepped for surgery, right? And then prior to the surgery, before we left on vacation, the doctor allowed his staff to take us into the OR, let us see the little table that they operate little children on. They let her choose her flavored colored anesthetic to help her go to sleep. She had, I think it was like cherry, grape, and strawberry. Okay, she chose the flavor she wanted to go to sleep under. And then they brought me into the operating room while they laid her down and then put the gas mask over her. And I remember feeling like I was in slow motion because all I could think about was I want everybody in this room, the doctors and the nurses, to bring my baby home, bring her back, operate on her, but bring her back. And I could remember just going around the room, looking at the doctors, looking at the staff, and they looked at me. They knew what I was saying. I didn't say no words, but I looked at them like a mama's love, like, bring my baby back to me. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I had prayer over her. I didn't want nobody in that room to do nothing crazy to my baby while she was under, right? And so the nurse took me, walked me back out the room, and then me and her dad had to sit in the waiting room. And we had to wait until the doctor called me to the phone. The doctor called me to the phone, told me all was well. She did great. They repaired her hernia, and that me and her dad could go back into, the recovery room while she, was waking up from the anesthetic. And when her father and I walked through the door, we heard all these little babies, y'all, who just came out of surgery. They were waking up from the anesthesia, and they were whimpering and crying, and we could hear them. And then I finally found my child and went to her, and we just loved on her, let her know everything was going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? And we were just right there with her to walk her through that. So, yeah, that was an interesting thing. And I know how parents feel when their child has to go through, surgery or anything like that. But we wanted her father and I wanted her hernia repaired. We wanted it to clamp down properly because, they say if you don't repair the hernia, bowel movement can get stuck inside of the hernia and create colon cancer. We didn't want that. We wanted to close that belly button down. But I was very, very particular about who cut on my child. I remember her dad saying to me, hey, how about Dr. So-and-so and so-and-so? I said, does he work with children? And her dad said, no. I said, forget it. That's not going to happen because that baby, it would belong to me and him, but that baby grew in my tummy. That baby grew inside my body, okay? And I was a mother hen around my babies. I was like, I ain't letting nobody just work on my babies' bodies or their teeth or their body. I was very, very particular. If your spirit wasn't right, you couldn't work on my children. You know what I'm saying? If I picked up any kind of funny vibes, you can't work on my babies. You got to be the same way about yourself, okay? And walk in some discernment and some wisdom. I'm trying to tell y'all, I was not playing out here in these streets, okay? So be careful who you allow to work on your body. You want to use a lot of wisdom. You want to use discernment. Definitely got to talk to God. If God give you the green light, then go for it. If God don't give you the green light, don't you do nothing until your Father in heaven gives you some instructions. This is Prophetess Nurse Lois, coming to you from Lois Banks Ministry. God bless you.